Hey everyone, welcome to the Language Training Center, a new concept English video classroom. And today we will learn lesson 27, A Wet Night. Sağoldaşlar yaxshimizlar. Hamda bugun o'rganmoqchi bo'lgan darsimiz 27-chi dars. Yana nima dars? Yomg'irli kecha. A Wet Night. Xo'sh, undaqda bizningki shu oldimizda 26-chi dars o'rgangan ba'zi muhim nuqtalar bor. Shuni bir qisqa takrorlab o'tgandan keyin hamsa biz yangi darsga kelsak. Alright, hamsa biz oldingi darsimizda bular shu en at bu ikisini ishlatilish to'g'risida so'zlagan. Masalan, en degan bir cho'ngroq bir doiralarga o'rin bo'lamdi, vaqt bo'lamdi, shu en ishlatamiz. Masalan, cho'ng o'rinlarga, masalan, in Beijing, in Tokyo, bla bla bla bla degan. Endi bu at degan cho'ng masalan kichik o'rinlarga, masalan, maktab, doktorxona, bu yer degandek. Shuning asosan, masalan, tanlab baqsak, arrive nima? In Beijing, arrive in Tokyo deymiz. Okay. And the yerga school and the hospital degan ma'nolarga chordisanglar arrive at. Chunki bu kichik o'rinlar emasmi? Shun arrive at school yoki arrive at the hospital. Hospital deb ishlatamiz. Undan keyin bu shu ba'zi jumlalarniki oxirlashtirish, masalan, he finished his homework nima at last. Yo, oxir u topshiriqni ishlab bo'ldi. And then masalan, I don't want to see anyone. Okay, nima? Yana boshqa. Men boshqalar bilan qanaqam yo'q, ko'rishkim. I don't want to see anyone else. Yoki nima desam, he walks is like a goose. O g'azga o'xshashmaydi. Okay, endi musharaka. Goose deganimiz g'az, o'dak deganini deymiz bolalar, duck. Duck deymiz, o'dak deganni. Beijing duck deymiz. Beijingni o'diki. Demak, goose degan musharaka nima? Xos. Nima desam, uning menish usuli, demak, the way he walk, yoki the way that he walks is like a goose. Is like a goose. Is like a goose. Okay, I'm telling you. Masalan, he was ill for a week. He ate nothing. And nima? He ate nothing. Nima uchun oddiy ikki jumlani biriktirganda biz o'sha and asosan nima desam, ikki jumlani mana bir organik holda bog'laymiz, shunami? Undan keyin his wife enjoy tennis. Nima? Buni har ikkalasi bo'lgandan keyin nima? Both he and his wife enjoy tennis. Bu ikkisini aytdi. Amroqni aytdi, shuningda nozoq oladi, huzur oladi, shunami? Demek enjoy tennis. Altinchi. He gets a lot of letters. She doesn't get many. Okay, but she doesn't get many. Nima desanglar, u nurg'un xat topshirib oldi. Lekin u yana bir qizchaq u. Uni qilmadi. Demak, ikkisi botni o'g'li hamda ikki tarafni o'zgartirish XX o'xshamaydigan o'g'li bor. Xo'sh, hamda mandallar qammasdan yana mandaq degan bo'lishi. Masalan, I can play football, ski degan. Endi men futbol o'ynay olaman qammasdan yana qartariy olaman. Demakchi, I can not only play football but also ski. Demak, hamda men futbol o'ynay olaman qammasdan yana nima ish qilaman, qartariy olaman. Okay. Hamda miyariki I can o'qiyolmaydi ham yozolmaydi. Ikkisini qilolmaysiz bo'lsa, neither nor. Masalan, he can neither read nor write. Demakchi, ikkilisi bo'lmaydi. Ikkilisini qanday qilolmaydi degan gap bo'ldi. Tushuninglar? He can neither read nor write. Nor write. Now, she is coming. Okay, she is coming. Neither today nor tomorrow. And she's coming neither today nor tomorrow. And the biarike nima desam, either or. And the biarike either or ning ma'nosi hamda yoki mandaq. Demakchi, yo bugun keldi, yoki atdi. Either. Agar neither nor bo'lsa, atim kelmaydi, bugun kelmaydi degan gap bo'ldi. Xo'sh, hamma boshqalarni to'ldirib baqinglar. Masalan, o'z round sun. Demakchi, oddiy hozirgi zamonda, masalan, qoida qonuniyatlarni ifodalaganda, demakchi, o'zgarmas qoida qonuniyatlar shunami? Shuni nima desanglar, o'sha oddiy hozirgi zamonda ishlatib, agar x uchinchi shaxs birlik bo'lib qolsa, uningki fe'lning keyiniga S qatimiz oxiri X O S H C H S S H C H S X O la bo'lib qolsa nima qattiq E S qattiq shu buning bilan masalan the earth goes around the sun demak yer shari quyoshni aylanib qanday qildi piqraydi harakat qildi ikkinchisi nima desanglar if she we can go out together if she likes endi mana shartlik jumlada shartlik jumlada masalan agar mandaq bo'lsa mandaq bo'ldi deganda agar oldi oddiy yozilsa man bo'lsa keyini birga oddiy kelgisi man bo'ldi well yoki bo'lmasa tuslik fe'li bor masalan can must maybe might degandekchi keyini kelyotgan gap andaqda uchinchisi ham nima desanglar oldin bekitilib qo'ygan vaqtlarda oldin o'rinlashtirilib qo'ygan bekitilgan vaqt masalan aeroplan poyezdlarni qo'zg'alish vaqtlariga yana nima keladi desanglar o'sha masalan train leaves at 5 a.m. degandek okay takrorlashmishagicha bo'lsin lesson 27 a wet night yomg'irli kecha bo'ronli kecha yomg'irli kecha xo'sh hamsa bugun shu darsimizdagi bir necha muhim bo'lgan so'zlarni o'rgangandan keyin endi nima boshlasak xo'sh hamsa darsimizni ammo bir necha savollar bilan boshlab ketay so what's the weather like today what is the weather like today look you know it's raining right okay bugun havo qanday yomg'ir yog'yapti so we can say today is a rainy day or today is a wet day. It means like today is rainy and wet. Okay, and the wet deganimiz yo'l degan gap bor. Yo'l kun degan shu yomg'ir yo'l bo'lib ketgan kecha yoki yo'l bo'lib ketgan kun degandan derak bo'ladi. Xo'sh, new words. So, what must you take with you when you go camping? All right. Endi bu Amerika camping deganimiz nima desanglar, bu haliqi sirtqa chiqib, manda chidir tikib, manda bir qilganday sayohatlar bor. Chidirdan bir nima bashari kecha uxlab, shunami o'tkazib. Demak shu haliqi shu camping qilsanglar sirtqa chiqib. So what must you take with you? What must you take with you? Endi shu yerga chiqqanda nimalarni olib kelishingiz kerak? Masalan, o'ylab boqaylar. Maybe you can take a hat. Şilapeli oluşanlık gerek. Bulabım kızlar, güzel çırağınla, tiranla, küyep kesse, oltırıp inep şunlar oldu. Kandan sanlı olmaydı. Maybe a hat, right? Okay, also the umbrella, right? Umbrella. Okay, umbrella bu kızların birinci oylayıştıgan neyimiz? Şuna mı? Kündünki saklayın umbrella. Yağmurdan saklayın yakın mı? Maybe you can coat, çapan, maybe a backpack. Okay, backpack, but dümümüzge asılganında somka şunama backpack or what is this? Okay, it's binoculars. Binoculars. Yani binoculars. Demem bu durbun şunama jirafını küstürgan. What else? Of course, tent. Çadır şunama. Yani janfeng deyimiz ko. Çadır. Okay, you can say tent. And also food and drink. That's very important. Food and drink. Yeah, you need to take some food and take some drinks. What else? Sleeping bag. And also map. Right? And also, what is that? What is that? Oh, that one is safari? No, it's not a safari. It's a compass. Okay? Compass. Yani deyimiz böyle compass degan kompas degan gap. Demek endi sizlar savodashlar bir sayohatga chiqsanglar bo'ladi, mush camping qilishga, go camping qilganda nimani? Hat, umbrella, coat, backpack, binoculars, tent, food and drink, map, compass, sleeping bag, blah blah blah blah blah blah. Degandek narsalarni qanday qilishinglar kerak desanglar, ele olishinglar kerak. Demek mush narsalar sizlarning o'sha go camping qilganda intayin zarur lozim etdilar. Xo'sh hamsa, ammo shu bir to'p bolalar bor ekan, shularning hamda go camping qilganlarni bir aqsa oltin ko'rib qolgandoq, andaqda bir necha yangi so'zlar bor. Endi men yana bir savol bor ekan, what will you take if you choose only 3 things and why? Agar ishlam narsani o'ylashga to'g'ri kelsa, nimalarni o'ylashing kerakmi shada? And maybe it's a question just for you guys. And so, agar anda elvasan ni qaysi uch narsani bo'lsa, nima uchun? Buning sababini bizningki appning ovoz qaytirish iqtidori avasanglar bo'ladi. Yoki bizningki salonni qatib olib g'oya biz. G'oya degandan keyinga biz deganni qasanglar bir salon bor, shuni qatib olib qaytarsanglar bo'ladi. Xo'sh, yana so'zlar. So where can you go camping? Where can you go? Maybe you can go to in the field, right? Again, the meaning of field deganimiz nima desanglar? Etizlik degan gap. Field. Da bilinglar bola. Field. It is ikinzar deganda gap. Field. Field. Nima ekan? Ikinzar. Hammasi nima desanglar? Field. Xo'sh, endi in the field bo'lsa nima desanglar? Shu etizda degan gap. And in one's field bo'lsa, birsining etizida degan gap. And buning fieldning hamda yana bir ma'nosi nima desanglar? Soha deb. Soha, ma'lum lingu deymiz-ku, sohasi. Masalan, ilm fan sohasi, fizik sohasi, jo'g'rofiya sohasi degandek har xil sohalar bor-ku. Endi demakchi o'zining kasbiy sohasida demakchi shuningki bir doirasida, shunami? Masalan, he is an expert in his field. U bo'lsa o'zining sohasida nima bir mutaxassis. Okay. He is an expert in his field. Demak shu sohaninki sarkisi, shu sohaninki nimasi desanglar, shu sohaninki yo'lboshchisi yoki shuningki mutaxassisi degan gap bo'ldi. Demak, endi etizdan sirt bola fieldniki, ya'ni nima? Soha. Okay, field. Field demizmi? Field. Aytishinglar. Nergamiz field. Yaxshi. Demak ham field deganimiz etiz ekinzardan sirt soha deb ma'nosi bor. Okay. Nima ekan bolalar? This is the stream. Okay. Stream. Okay, stream deganimiz very small river. Eriq, eqin deb qo'ymiz-ku bolalar, masalan, kichik eriq deb qo'ymiz. Eriq nimiz yoki o'stam, shunami? Stream. Kichik bir eriq yoki o'stam. And by stream. Okay, and the king said campfire. All right, campfire. The campfire, fire degan o't degan gap. Ma camp degan bunda bir yo'q yiqiladi. Demak, campfire degan gulxon. Odatda mana shu camping qilganda qilamiz. Qanday qilamiz? Shu camping qilganda ko'tarilgan fire, shunami? Gulxon. Ko'rdingizmi? What is this? You know, this is a campfire. Campfire o'tirib gulxon yiqib degan ustoynab naqsha aytib shunami? Haqiqatan qaltis bo'ldi bularni dalaga chiqqanda, dala sayohati shunami? Camping. Camping dala sayohati. Dala sayohati. You know, when we go camping, I sing by the campfire. Biz shu dala sayohati chiqqanda doim qanday qilim deydi? Men naqsha aytaman deydi. Demak, men oddiy hozir zaman endi mishara ko'pincha bo'lgan vaqtni biladi. Campfire. Xo'sh, next one is smell. Xo'sh, endi smell deganimiz nima desanglar? Notice something by your nose. Smell degan purmoq degan gap. Smell. Men smelly deb bor-ku, sesiq degan gap. Masalan, smelly tofu, sesiq tofu shunami degandek. Endi buni o'tgan zaman shakli smelled yoki smelled ikki xil, ha? Smelled yoki smelled. Masalan, come and smell these flowers. Hey, keling endi bu gullarni purab. Okay. And then smell the flowers deganimizdan bir ma'nosi nima desanglar? Oberni kirmak degan gap. Hey, where are you going this to smell some flowers? Azroq bir gul purab chiqaymiki? Deganda shu oberni kirmak deb eg'iz tilda ishlatilishi. And the smell the roses deb bir gap bor. Smell the roses. Roses deganimiz atirgul shunami? Atirgul purash. You know, in these days, and it's very necessary to smell the roses for people. And the smell the roses deganimiz hamda shu dam elish, orom elish degan gap. You need to smell some roses or sizada bir nimaga atirgul purmasangiz bo'lmabdi. Demak, endi siz bir dam olmasangiz qanday desanglar, bo'lmoqdek degan gap. Smell. Okay. You know, I can smell something burning. Oh, men bir narsani kuyayotganligini bir burnimga kirib qoldi, men purab qoldim. I can smell something burning. Okay, burning. Kuymak tushunami? Wow, what is that? Hammaram ho deb tushunami? Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. It means like very, very good. Yeah, great. Qalts degan gap bo'ldi hamda. Masalan, my father is a wonderful cook. Mening dadam bo'lsa intayin qalts bir nima? Oshpaz. Ama cook deganimiz oshpaz degan gap, wonderful. Okay, masalan, have a wonderful holiday. Va, night. Qalts bir bayramınız bo'lsin. Demak, wonderful deganimiz nima? Masalan, qalts. Masalan, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful sleep degandekchi. Wonderful degan qalts. Hamma ho deydigan ku. Nima? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, next one is comfortable. Okay, comfortable. Comfortable means like feeling pleasant or relaxed. Night bir xil. Rahat shunami? Rahat his qilmoq. Masalan, uncomfortable deb bo'lgan ilgari. Demakchi, night rahat emas. Night qalampay deb shunaqo. Yana uncomfortable shoes. Masalan, they feel pleasant and relaxed. Ular xushal ham erkin o'zini his qiladi demakchi. They feel comfortable. Okay, they feel comfortable. Qaranglar, u toshqanchaq, qizchaq qanday qiladi? Feel comfortable. Comfortable. And buniki qarama-qarshi ma'no so'zi uncomfortable. Okay? Uncomfortable. Okay, and the comfortable deganimiz nima bo'ldi desanglar? Rahat. Uncomfortable deganchu berahat. Aytdi. Nima bo'lmoq. Okay, look. What is he doing? O'g'il bola nima ish qilibdi? Creep. He's creeping, right? Okay, creep means like, move slowly, quietly, and carefully. Carefully. Masalan, the baby crept out of the house. Okay, and bu buaq o'milab qana qildi? Sirtqa chiqdi. Okay. Creep o'milmak. And the snake was creeping along the wall. Okay. And the snake, nima? Snake deganimiz yılan or creeping. O'milayotdi, yamishotdi, nima? Along the wall. Tamni bo'ylab yamishmayotdi. Demakchi, yılan qanday ma'noda desanglar, aslida shu o'milik joyi bo'ladi. Shunami? O'milab ma'no. Creeping. Creep. Buning o'tgan zaman shakli crept, o'tgan bitgan shakli crept out. And what creep out degan nima? O'milab chiqmoq. Masalan, creep out of the house, shunami? Okay. Masalan, bola qarab o'tdi, o'milab o'tdi, shunami? Masalan, he went back to the hotel and crept up to his room. Okay, and u mehmonxonaga qaytib, uyiga yamishib chiqdi demakchi. Tashdaqda yoki shu orqali qana shu chiqishni nima deymiz? Creep up. Demak, he went back to the hotel and crept up to his room. Creep up to his room. Wow, look. What is it doing? Okay. This rabbit is sleeping so soundly, right? So soundly. Soundly deganimiz nima desanglar? Soundly deganimiz, if you sleep soundly, you sleep deeply and peacefully. Night qanday desanglar? Qinib. Night nima uxlash. Shuni nima deymiz desanglar? Soundly deymiz. Masalan, the baby slept soundly all night. Night qinib butun kecha qanday qildi? Uxladi. Demak hamda soundly deganimiz qong'udek degan gap. Qong'udek. Sleep soundly. Masalan, sleep soundly deymiz. Masalan, their sleeping bags were warm and comfortable, so they all slept soundly. Ularning uxlash xaltalari intayin issiq hamda rahat bo'lgan. Shunlashqa, so they all ularning hammasi slept, uxladi. Qong'udek. Ular qong'udek qanday qildi? Sound uxladi. And İngilizce yana bir idiom bor, shu qong'udek uxlash, qattiq uxlash deb qo'yamiz hamda. Sleep like a rock. Okay, a rock. Rock deganimiz nima? R-O-C-K. Rock. Sleep like a rock. And the sleep like a rock deganimiz idiom, bu xuddi tashdeklam uxlash. Tashdek uxlamoq degan gap. Bu nima desanglar, ig'ir qattiq uxlab ketish. Sleep like a rock. Demakchi, laydek uxlash deb qo'yamiz-ku Uyg'urchada. Xuddi layga o'xshash uxlash degan nima deymiz? Sleep like a rock. Sleep like a rock. Qattiq uxlash ketish. Qaranglar, they saw that he was sleeping soundly on the floor. And ular köyde o nəhayət yeğenin üstü bilan qanday desən, qan odək qanday uxlab ketibdi. Sleeping soundly. Okay, look at that. Fish. And some balıqlar qarsanlar balıqlar nə qoydu? Sekrab çıxıb verib düşünəmə. Bunu nə deyimiz? Leap deyimiz. Leap degan şu sekrab çıxan jump. Mesela the fish is leaping out of the water. And then bu balıq nə qoydu? Sudan sekrab çıxıb bardı. Düşünəmə. Leap out of the water. Aş balıqın aşında sekrişin nə deyimiz? Leap deyimiz. Okay. Mesela he leapt out of his car. O maşinisdən sekrablam çıxıb getdi. Leapt out of car. Okay. Yani birisi atlap etmek. Leap neki. Okay. Mesela leap year or month demekçe aylarını atlap etmek, aylarını ödep getmek degan gap. Leap forward bozçu. Leap forward. Aldığa qanday qilish, shu atlash. Aldığa sekrash. Okay. Mesela look before you leap. Atlashdan burun, o'tishdan burun qanday qiling? Qarang, diqqat qiling degan gap bo'ldi. So what about they? They heavily, a large amount of heavily degan ig'ir degan gap. Mesela it's a heavy rain. Avaying time. Ig'ir qanday qildi? Yomg'ir yog'di. It is a heavy rain. It's a heavy rain. It is a heavy rain. Ig'ir qanday qildi? Yomg'ir yog'di. Ya'ni it's raining heavily. Hozir qanday ig'ir qanday qildi? Yomg'ir yog'yotdi. Mesela it rained heavily all night. Hem de kecha, bütün gece all night deganimiz bütün gece qanday ig'ir yomg'ir yog'di. Demakchi heavily deganimiz ig'ir holda. Ravish demakchi shuni darisni bildiradi. Tushunami? Okay, next one is form. Okay, form. Okay, make something begin to exist. And the form degan shakllantirmak degan gap bo'ladi. Mesela a smile formed on my face. Bir kulka mening chiroyimda jilvilandi. Chiroyimda qanday aks etdi, shakllandi, shunaqa. A smile formed on my face. Okay. Mesela a stream formed in the field. Okay, and stream deganimiz eriqcha, shunaqa. Formed in the field. Etzliq qanday qildi? Shakllandi, paydo bo'ldi. Xo'sh, next one is form. Shu yana bir uni asl qilishdan boshqa yana nima? Jadvallar ma'nosi bor. Masalan, ice forms when it's cold enough. Yetarlik sovuq bo'lganda nima? Muz qatidi deydi, muz shakllandi. Yana birisi form deganimiz sirtqi shakli. Masalan, ice cream is made in the form of the ball. Hamda shu form of the ball. To'pning shaklida qanday qilindi deydi, yasaldi deydi. Nima? Ice cream. Marojna. Ona deganda jadval grafa degan ma'nosi bor. Masalan, if you want to enter for a competition, you must fill in this form. Agar bu musobaqa qatnashishni tizimlatmoqchi bo'lsangiz, bu jadvalni qanday qiling, bu jadvallarni qanday qiling, to'shqizing. You must fill in these forms. If you want to enter for the competition, you must fill in these forms. Okay, nima ekan bolalar? It's wind. Okay, wound. Demakchi agar to'qaymi ekan, agar bo'gira. Motion nima deymiz? Wind yoki wind deymiz. To follow the path that is not straight. Okay, masalan, the road winds its way. Okay, nima? Bu yo'l o o'zining nimasini qanday agar bo'gira manda. Wind its way. Masalan, the stream winds through the mountain. Demakchi shu tog' orqali qanday agar bo'giri, qanday qildi? Shakllandi. Winds. And the sleeping bag degan uxlash xaltasi bo'ldi. Demakchi shu sirtqa go camping qilganda ko'pincha ishlaydi. Shu qilgan nimani sleeping bag deymiz. Masalan, when I go camping, I sleep in a sleeping bag. Hamda men dalaga sayohatga chiqqanda nima? Shu sleeping bag qanday qilmayman, uxlayman. Uning nimada bo'ldi? In the tent, tushunami? Yet a creative sleeping bag, from Japan for people that like to sleepwalk. Okay, and then imagine bu creative sleeping bag. Shu Yaponiyada ishlangan bu nima desanglar, shu kishilarni hamda shu sirtqa chiqqanda yoki manganda uxlashga amroq qilib qo'ydi dedi. Okay, heavily abay ko'rib ko'p miqdorda, shunami? Masalan, rain heavily yoki nima? Snow heavily. And the smoke heavily bo'lsa, eg'ir oldi qanday qilmoq? Tamoq chekmak. Ani bu yerga smoke deganimiz tamoq chekish, shunami? Masalan, he smokes heavily. O eg'ir darajada qanday qildi? Tamoq chekidi. Ana bu wind deganimiz nima? Masalan, o'rash yugash degan gap. Agar bugura. Ya'ni wind ning yana bir ma'nosi nima? Masalan, shamol. Masalan, wind one its way. Demakchi, the road winds its way. Demakchi, shu yo'l yuzini mana yugab mana agar bugura holat shakllantirib degan gap. And the shamol bo'lsa, masalan, there was a strong wind blowing. And the miyaradan kuchli shamol qanday qodir yelpiyotdi, blowing chiqyotdi demakchi. Okay, right deganimiz nah degan joyda ya o'rinda degan gap. Right here. And nah mushada. Okay. Masalan, right here waiting for you. Men nah mushada yoki mush joyda qanday qilaman sizni saqlayman. Right here nah mush joyda qanday qilaman saqlayman. Okay, I found my lost watch right in the garden. Okay. Men uyushtirib qo'ygan soatimni narin topdim deydi. Right in the garden. Right in the garden. Xo'shan so'zlikdan takrorlab baqili. And the birinchi nima ekan bolalar? It's stream. Good. What is that? Smell. What is that? It's comfortable. What is that? It's wonderful. It is leap. Right? Soundly, amateur, heavily, amateur, field, amateur. What is that? It's form. Okay. Wind. What is that? It's campfire. Wow, it's tent. This is creep. Just sleeping bag. Demek endi mas'ullar qarasanglar, stream, smell, comfortable, wonderful, leap, soundly, heavily, field, form, wind, campfire, tent, creep, sleeping bag. Okay, sleeping bag. I'm sorry, I'm going to qarayli. Anaqa bu rasmga qarab ham bir guess qilib baqinglar. Look, so where are they? Where are they? Sizlarcha, savolashlar bular nerede? Where are they? Can you guess? So what are they doing? Ular nima ish qilyapti? You know, are they, putting up a camp? So what are they doing? Look, what are they doing? Okay. And, what's the weather like? What's the weather like? Okay, and also, where are the boys? So, where are the boys sleeping? I'm slanted, where are the boys sleeping? They are sleeping at home, in the field. Maybe they are sleeping in their sleeping bags, right? So what happened? So, what happened? Okay, listen and answer. So, first of all, listen carefully and then answer these questions. All right, listen it.
Lesson 27. A wet night. First listen and then answer the question. What happened to the boys in the night? Late in the afternoon, the boys put up their tent in the middle of a field. As soon as this was done, they cooked a meal over an open fire. They were all hungry and the food smelled good. After a wonderful meal, they told stories and sang songs by the campfire. But some time later it began to rain. The boys felt tired, so they put out the fire and crept into their tent. Their sleeping bags were warm and comfortable, so they all slept soundly. In the middle of the night, 2 boys woke up and began shouting. The tent was full of water. They all leapt out of their sleeping bags and hurried outside. It was raining heavily, and they found that a stream had formed in the field. The stream wound its way across the field and then flowed right under their tent.
Okay, finished. So, the first question. So, where did the boy put up their tent? So, where did the boys put up their tent? Sağdaşlar, oğul ballar, onun çıdırın hagi çıktı. Where? Just in the middle of the field. Naga, it is looking uttersa. So when did two of the boys wake up? So when did 2 of the boys wake up? Of course, in the middle of the night. And the children in the middle of the field. In the middle of the night. Okay. So why did they begin shouting? Why? So why did they, begin shouting? Is there any reason? Because the tent was full of water, right? Okay, and maybe that's the reason why, they full of water. Andaqda mushu read and answer, and sizlar mushu o'zingizning kitobni qarash bilan birga hamsa mushu bir necha savollarga javob bera olasiz, sog'lashlar. Hamsa mana sizlar bir tarafdan kitoblarni o'qib hamsa menga bir javob berib bersangiz, sog'lashlar. Okay, birinchi, the boy went to bed because A, it was late, B, they had sang songs, C, it began to rain, and D, it began to rain and they felt tired. Which one? A, B, C, D? Which one? Of course, D, right? Because it had begun to rain and they felt also very tired. So they went to bed. And the king said, the boys, A, had a good night's sleep. B, stayed in their tent all night. C, had, camped in the path of the stream. D, had, camped beside a stream. Which one? Okay. And bundan qarsak A, good night's sleep bo'lmadi. O'g'inib ketdi shunami? And kecha jo'rnal yozma nima desanglar, bundan C, had, camped in the path of the stream. Demakchi ham dasha yaqin o'tirgan yagilam qanday qilib qo'yapti? Mushu chidirini tikib qo'yapti. Asl chidir degan nima desanglar, sal do'ngirak qanday qilishimiz kerak desanglar, tikishimiz kerak. So what happened to the boys in the night? What happened? It rained and just, right? Late in the afternoon, the boys put up their tent in the middle of the field. And so, and then nima desanglar, mushu tushdan keyinroq, mushu bolalar, mushu edizlikni o'tirsalar o'zining chidirini tikdi. Put up, shunaqa. And as soon as this was done, they cooked a meal over an open fire. Okay, and as soon as mani qitlam demakchi. Shunaqa o chidirni tikib bo'lapmiz yoki mushuni tamomlab bo'laplam. Ondan keyin shu gulxanning ustiga ham qanday qildi? Tamoq etdi. They were all hungry and the food smelled good. Bularning hammasi qanday qilib ketdi? Qo'sqa ichib ketgan. Shu bu tamoqni mizlik purab ketdi. After a wonderful meal, they told stories and sang songs by the campfire. Okay, anda bu night bir qaltis bir vaqt tamoqdan keyin ular bir-biriga hikoya aytib, naqsha aytishib, o'sha gulxanning atrofida naqsha aytishdek nima aytishdi. But sometime later it began to rain. Biroq biroz vaqtdan keyin yomg'ir yog'ishga boshladi. The boys felt tired, so they put out the fire and crept into their tent. Anda bu bolalar sal charchagandek bo'ldi-yu, shuning bilan put out Aslında hata yazılıp kaptı. Put out diye üç emek. Otunu üçürep kana ömülep özününki çıdırlara kaçırıp gitti. Their sleeping bags were warm and comfortable, so they all slept very soundly. And ulanın uxlaş qaltısa intayin ıllık sık hem nayet rahat boğaçqa ulan nayette qenip uxuldu. In the middle of the night, two boys wake up and began shouting. And şu nah tün kiçik kelgende bu ikki oğul bala oğunup and vaqırashqa başladı. The tent was full of water. Vay bu çıdırlık soğudu şöp ketipti. They all leaped out of their sleeping bags and hurried outside. Öğrendiler. Şu sekrep taklap las uxlaş qaltısından çıkıp sırtqa çıkışqa başladı. Sırtı çıketdi. It was raining heavily and they found that the stream had formed in the field. Öğrendim sana intayin qattiq yağmur yağgan edi. Hem de bu yağmur özününki yolunu naha şu etizde şekillendirgen. The stream wound its way across the field and they followed it right under their tent. Hem de bu yakın özününki egri bügürü yolda menip naha şu ballarınki çıdırının astırını qanday qıptı, yıqıp etdi. Demek hem de madizninki muş tekisininki intayin bir qısqını bir kartinisi. Andaqda muş tekisimizde intayin mığızlıq, intayin muhim bolğan noqtalarga bir diqqat qilib alsaq. Bu yerda tarjima qilish muhim emas ballar. Sizlar tushunsin deb bir qatam tarjima qilib etdik. Endi muhim narsani marsam mushningdagi noqtalarni ishiltish. All right, language focus. Birinchi manda so'zlar bo'lsa, qanaqa qilamiz kitobga teg'isizmiz, Masalan, the boys put up their tent. Okay, endi misharaka mush put bilan munosabatlik bir necha söz birikmeleri var ama şuna göre. Mesela put up deganimiz tikmek. Bu nima desanlar? Mesela chidib tikmek degan gap. Mesela yana qarasak put on kiymek. Mesela kiyim kechakni kiyish. Put off qanaqa qilmak? Kiyimni surib qo'ymak. Bu nima desanlar? Kiyimni kechiktirmak. Mesela put through deganimiz nima desanlar? Telefonni manda ulab bermek. Demak, boshqalarga ulab berish. Put down degancha ko'chamak, xotir qoldirmoq degan gap. Yana put away degancha yig'ishtirmoq. Xo'sh, hamsa mushlarni ishiltib bir mashq qilib baqaylik savolashlar. Masalan, put up, put on, put off, put through, put down, put away. Qarab baqirgan bo'lsak, masalan, he, his hat and coat. Endi mana kiyim kechakni kiyishga qaysini qilgan to'g'risanglar, put on, sorry. Yana he put on his coat and hat. Demek o şlapsi ve paltosunu kiydi. Ama put'un ötme şeklimi put, ötken putken şeklimi put. Put. Canavma. Demek hem de bu ötken zaman mı bildireliydi? Demek o şlapsi ile nimsini paltosunu kiydi. İkincisi, can you me to his telephone? Neyimiz? Can you put me through to his telephone? And de meni onun telefonuna ulab veremsiz. Demekçi hem de men onunla görüşken bäte bolsa bak telefonni bir ulab bergen bolsanız mesela put me through to his phone yoki onunla telefonni bergen bolsanız va yoki mesela bir xo'jayinning kotibi telefon qilgan bolsanlar shuning bir telefonni ulab bersangiz yoki shuning front desk tentais pago telefoningizda yana put me through shuni ulab bergen bolsangiz demak can you put me through to his telephone yoki can you put me through to your boss demekçi on your bus. Amsa yarıcı olursanlar mesela don't till tomorrow. What can be done today? Demekçi don't put off till tomorrow. Bugün kişini ertege koymam. Demekçi ertege qanday qilmam, bu ishni kechiktirmam. What can be done today? Bugün nemish bo'lmaydi. Nemishni qila olamiz. Bugün nemish qilamiz, ertege qilib qo'ysangiz. What can be done today? Bugunchi. Demekçi ertege ishni qo'ymam. Ertege kechiktirmam demekçi. Mesela they attend by the campfire. They put up a tent by the campfire. Demekçi Gulxanning etrafıga ular nima qildi? Chidir tikdi. Demek hem de put up deganimiz tikmek. Demek chidirni qadimak, tiklemek degandek. Endi 5-chi. The tools after work. Nima? Put away the tools after work. And the tools degan sayman degan gap. saymanlarni yig'ishtiring. Nimadan keyin? Ishdan keyin. Demakchi, after work you put away the tools. Altinchi, will you your address here? Endi bu yerga adresingizni qanday qilamsiz? Yozamsiz. Demakchi, put down. Demak endi bolalar put up, kiymak, put up degan tikmak, put on degan kiymak, put up degan kechiktirmak, put through degancha telefonda ulanmak, put down degan xotir qoldirmak yoki ko'chamak, yozmak, put away degancha yig'ishtirmak. Demak, endi shu put munosabatga shu so'z berikmalarini o'rganasizmi va keyin intayin yaxshi. Undaqda bizning tekstimizda masalan sometimes mandan asli. Bu to'rtning farqi nima? Hamsa buni farqini ama cümle orqali farqlantirib boqaylik. Masalan, the girl stood by the window for some time. Endi bu yerga some bilan time ayirib yozilsa nima desam, biroz vaqt, azroq vaqt degan gap. Ma time degan vaqt degan gap bu. Ma some degan shu biza azroq. Demak hamda bu derizning yanında birdan tude. Demak derizning yanında biroz qanday qildi? Tude degan gap bo'ldi mana. Endi mana ikkinchi jumla qaraymiz, savollar. Ikkinchi jumlada hamda buni yana bir ishlatishni bilasizlar. Masalan, sometimes he comes by train and by car. Demakchi, by train degan poyezdda chiqib, by car degan mashinada degan gap. Sometimes by car. Demakchi, u ba'zida poyezdda keldi, ba'zida avtobusda keldi. Endi bu yerga sometimes degan ba'zida degan gap. Bu ko'pinchisi nima desammi? Shu vaqtlarga ba'zi manda qildi, ba'zi manda qildi degan ekan. Sometimes bu oddiy hozirgi zamonlarda ko'pincha chiqishlar yoki o'tgan zamonga. Shunaqa u da ba'zi manda qildi, ba'zi. Onun ekan endi bu yerga yana boshqa sometimes deydigan bir gap bor. Masalan, we'll take our holiday sometime in May. Endi bu yerga sometime deganimiz nima? Masalan, qo'shib yozilsa, bu kelgusidagi ma'lum bir vaqtni ko'rsatadi. Aniq bo'lmagan ma'lum bir vaqt bo'ladi u vaqtda. Mesela we'll take our holiday sometime in May. Biz şu 5-ayda bir vaqtda biz qanday qilamiz? Bayram o'tkazamiz deydi. Agar endi men to'rtinchi so'zsangiz, I have seen the film sometimes. Sometimes degan o'tgan zaman. ilgirki bir ma'lum bir vaqtda qanday qilgan bu kinoni ko'rib bo'lgan. Agar men sometimes ikkisi birga kelib qolsa, kelgusini bildirib vallah, endi sometimes o'qib qolsa. O'tganki ma'lum bir vaqt, aniq bo'lmagan bir vaqtni bildirdi. Yana I've seen the film sometimes. Agar sometimes qo'shib yozilsa ba'zida. Bu oddiy hozirgi zamonga kelganlar. Xo'sh, hamsi bizning bugungi language focus mushagichi bo'lsin. Hamsa oxirida shu hikoyani qayta bir bayon qilish bosqichiga keldik. Hamsa shuni bir bayon qilib olsam. Okay. Bolalar hamsa mana retell qismiga keldik. Bu darsniki. Endi bu qismini qanday qilmaymiz desanglar? Ben sizlarga shu darsga intayin muhim bo'lgan ochqishlik so'zlarni ekranda chiqdi. Endi men sizlarga deb beraman. Sizlar shuning asosan tekst yodlagan nihoyat foydasi bor narsa bu. Tekst yodlagan vaqtimizda shuning asosan yodlasanglar, texnik narsani unumi yaxshi bo'ldi. Okay. Qarasanglar nima late in the afternoon, shunaqa the boys put up their tent in the field. Okay. Ammo mushuni bo'lsa qanday desanglar, rasm shaklida saqlab olib telefoningizga yoki kompyuterda. Mushuni asosiy yodlamsizlar yoki nima mushuni ochqishlik so'z bor hamda. Mana hamda men birdan deb o'tmay, sizlar bo'lsa mushuni nima qilib qo'yinglar. Masalan, mushuni o'xshashcha. Undan keyin qaraydigan bo'lsak nima? Done, after this was done, they cooked a meal and over an open fire. Mesela şunu oluşur, cümle oluşuna. Mesela done, cooked, over. After, told, sang, by. Okay, after told the story and sang songs by the campfire. The late and began. Okay, manandachu. Late began. And felt tired and put out the fire and crept into their tents, okay, or sleeping bags, okay, and the sleeping bags and slept soundly. And I did tatlaq qinib qildi shunama. In the middle of the night, two of the boys wake up and began shouting because their tent full of what? was full of water, milk or something. Maybe it's different, right? And again, all leaped out of their tent, outside, heavily, found that, formed, wound its way across, float under their tent. Oh, right. And the tafsili sözlerine gelip bala grammar focus. Anda bu bugünkü grammar focus'ta nima desanlar? Şu addi o'tgan zaman bilan munosabatlik bo'lgan ba'zi vaqtlarni ishlatishni. Masalan, vaqt olib deganda masalan yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, last night, last week, last month, last year degandek-chi. Demek ki mushu o'tgan zaman bilan birlikda ulanib ishlatilgan vaqtlar. Masalan, 2 days ago, 2 kundan burun, a week ago, after burun, 3 years ago, yil burun, like in 1990, in 1998, just now, abaylam degandek. Demek ki mushu vaqtlar asosan nimaga ishlaydi desanglar, mushu oddiy hozir zaman bilan birlikda qo'shilib ishlaydi. Xo'sh, hamsa mani guess qilib beringlar. So what did Gaga do 4 days ago? Okay, what did Gaga do 4 days ago? Anta nima ish qilganda vallah? All right. He took bath, right? Muncho chipta vanna. What did Gaga do the day before yesterday? And the day before yesterday, urishkuncho. Okay, you can say she played computer games, right? And after did Gaga 4 days ago, okay, blah blah blah blah. Did Gaga and Peter yesterday morning? Mesela did Gaga and Peter wash and the man got peeled. Wash the car yesterday morning. What about this? Okay, did Gaga and her dog do yoga? Yoga, Islam. Yoga hareket edildi degandek. Endi mushariki ham shu pirlarniki o'lchamda to'g'ri shaklda bir yezib saatlar to'ldirib qo'yinglar. Bek oddiycha qo'ylab ketmanglar. Nima desanglar, shu oddiy o'tgan zaman. Oddiy o'tgan zamanni albatta biz yangi o'quv ingliz tili birinchi qism 63 yak 65 kana 65, 67, 69 shu darslarni nihoyat tafsili so'zlagan bo'lsa imkon bo'lsa shu darslarni bir qatim takrorlab etsam yaxshi bo'ladi. Masalan, they all hungry and they BP logan kelime o'tgan zaman shekil they were ma'no keladi. They were all hungry and the food smelled good. Nihoyat pays frab ketdi. Mizlik furdash. After a wonderful meal, they told stories and sang songs. Alright, sorry. And told stories and sang songs. Technical problems. Sorry. Sang songs by campfire. Gulxanning atrofida ulanmish qilibdi. Hikoyalarni aytib, naqsha o'qibdi. And sometime later it began to rain. And the ma'noga nima desam, begin o'tgan zaman shakli began. Their sleeping bags, okay, were warm and comfortable, so they all slept soundly. Okay. And the ma'noga sleep degan uxlamak, slept o'tgan zaman shakli. Shunami? Xo'shamsa, mushu practice qilib in English says practice makes perfect. Mashqsining qo'tqashini mukammalashtiradi. Ko'p qanday qiling, practice qiling. Practice makes perfect. Remember, practice makes perfect. Xo'sh, hamsa mash was, wasn't, were, weren't deganlarni to'ldirib baqirganmiz. Qaranglar. You born in Beijing. Okay, endi bu yerga you nima keldi? Were you born in Beijing? Siz Beijingda tug'ilganmi? No. Nima? I wasn't. I was born in Nanjing. Okay, men nat olgan? Nanjingda tug'ilgan. Okay, Nanjingda tug'ilgan. What about this? So, were your mother yesterday? Sorry, where your mother matter where and your mother. Your mother ga uchinchi shaxs birlik. And where was your mother yesterday? And she at the office. She was at the office. Okay, and we said I very naughty in the past. I was in the past. Capsiz them. But my sister wasn't naughty. Bırak hem de ma bırak batın işletkendige hem de nime alsam o sanılız kanla anlaş oldu. Anti kapsız emez. İşte ama. Okay, hem de ma kingsi qarsak. What did they, she, he do yesterday? Okay. So what did they do yesterday? Neymiş bana? They visited her grandpa. Okay, yeah. What did she do yesterday? She visited her grandpa, right? So, what did she do yesterday? She cooked dinner yesterday, right? And what about what did she do yesterday? She went to the beach. Deniz boyu var. Beach deganimiz nima? Deniz boyu. So, what did she do yesterday? And she cleaned the window. Tazıldı. Hoş valla, bugünkü dersimiz bana müşahede olsun. Bugünkü bu marafonçu dersine. Süret gelişimi bir gün gitti. Düştüm burun elip, yarım kısmını düştüğün keyin aldık. Bu olsa çık tekrarlama. Hem de dersimizde. Bu mezmun bir kadar köp. Şuna şu İngiliz tilda, repetition is the mother of memorization deydi. Tekrarlaş bolsa es saqlashning onasi deydi. To'g'ri gap bu. Ko'p tekrarlanadi. So'zlarni 20 qatimdan 30 qatim ko'chirish. Bu 30 qatimdan ko'chiramiz. Undan keyin tekrarlash. Tekrarlashga charchaqman. Cho'qim yaxshi yapman. All right. Okay, that's all for today. See you next time. Goodbye.